Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Nico's Wide World of Sports. Today, we're going to talk about the 2026 MLB season, Week 3 recap, along with the ABS Challenge System stats, and a standings update early on in the season. So let's get right into it. Let's start off with Thursday, April 9th, 2026, where the Marlins beat the Reds 8-1 to improve to 8-5 as the Reds fall to 8-5. The A's beat the Yankees 1-0 and nearly no-hit them as Jeffrey Springs went into the seventh inning, no-hitting the Yankees. They ended up winning 1-0 on a Tyler Soderstrom single in the seventh inning. Not much to say about the other games today, as the Padres beat the Rockies 7-3 in the 12th inning as Xander Bogaerts hit a walk-off grand slam as Slam Diego's back. Now we're gonna head to Friday's games. Orioles unfortunately lost to the Giants 6-3. This game was on Apple TV as Adams, Damas, and Lee both homered in a solid start by Rout. Shane Baz got his first loss. He's 0-1 with a 4.50 ERA. Fresh off coming his 5-year extension he got. Next year, the Nationals and Brewers. Nationals won 7-3. An upset win on 3 bunts and a 4-run ninth. Blue Jays were down 4-0. They scored 10 unanswered runs as Venezuela hit his first MLB homer in a huge win against the Twins. To improve them to 6-7, the Twins would fall to 7-7. The Rays came back and beat the Yankees 5-3 as Yandy Diaz sparked a comeback. Steven Matz gets the win to improve to 3-0, and Luis Hill fell to 0-1 with a 6.75 ERA, and former Oriole Brian Baker got his second save. The Mariners and Randy Arozarena hit his first home run, ending the Mariners' 5-game skid with a 9-6 win. They improved to 5-9 as the Astros fell to 6-8. And Max Muncy, a three-homer night on Friday. Wow. They stunned the Rangers 8-7. Edwin Diaz got his first win. Now we're gonna head on to Saturday. The Orioles came back and beat the Giants 6-2. As Jeremiah Jackson was a triple short of the cycle. Him and Henderson hit a home run, I believe, as Wolfram got his first win 1-0 with a 3 ERA. Logan Webb got the loss. He falls to 1-2 with a 5.25 ERA. Schwarber and Harper homered as the Phillies beat the Diamondbacks 4-3. The Twins beat the Blue Jays 7-4. Larnach hit a 3-run shot in the third inning. The Yankees lost their fourth straight game as Jazz Chisholm made one of the worst errors of the season you'll ever see. As the Rays beat the Yankees 5-4 in the 10th inning. JP Crawford, a walk-off single. The Mariners beat the Astros 8-7, and then they both went to 6-9. Andres Munoz with the win went to 2-1. Brian Abreu got the loss. He's now 0-2 with a 20.25 ERA. Now we're gonna head to Sunday as the Orioles got a much-needed win. As Cade Povich got his first win of the season. He's 1-0 with a 2.19 ERA. Although I did hear that he got sent down to the minor leagues, and Dean Kramer came up the next day. The Orioles won 6-2. Basayo and Alonso's 2 RBI. The Nationals swept the Brewers for the first time since 2011, since the Brewers went to the NLCS that year. 8-6 win for them. The Twins beating the Blue Jays, that was a big surprise, 8-2. The Rays swept the Yankees 5-4, and their first 3 games with the Yankees since 2021. I remember that year they won 162, and they lost to the Red Sox in the ALDS. Their win 5-4 against the Yankees had them improve to 8-7, and they fall to 8-7. As Drew Rasmussen got the win with a 1-0 record with a 1.13 ERA. Cam Schlittler, who was a postseason hero last year, got his first loss 2-1 with a 2.49 ERA, and Englert got his first save. Padres beat the Rockies for a 4-game sweep. They improved all the way to 10-6 as the Rockies fell to 6-10. Mariners beat the Astros for the third straight game, 6-1. Rangers finally beat the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani back-to-back first pitch home runs in two games, or actually back-to-back leadoff home runs in back-to-back games, even though they lost on Sunday 5-2 against the Rangers. And the Braves powered with 19 hits, 13 runs, and a 13-1 huge victory over the Cleveland Guardians. They demolished it. The Braves demolished the Guardians 13-1. Now we're gonna head over to Monday. This was probably the craziest day in Major League Baseball, as there were only 10 games, but 136 runs were scored, which is an average of 13.6 runs combined per game, and nine two multi-homer games. Two homer games. Yup. And Jeremiah Jackson hit a grand slam. This was the game of the week so far. I think game of the year so far. The Orioles were down 7-1 in the sixth inning and erupted with eight unanswered runs to win 9-7. Jeremiah Jackson hit two home runs, including a grand slam. Ryan Helsley got his fifth save. Pirates won 16-5. That was a lot of runs. Mariners swept the Astros 6-2. The Phillies scored 13 against the Cubs in their 13-7 win. Schwarber homered twice. The Yankees won a crazy game 11-10 against the Angels as Mike Trout and Aaron Judge both hit two home runs. The Marlins beat the Braves 10-4. Twins scored 11 runs in the first two innings against the Red Sox. Caratini had two home runs. Guardians beat the Cardinals 9-3. Rangers 8-1 over the A's. The Dodgers continued the Mets losing skid. They improved to 12-4. The Mets fell to 7-10. Now we go to yesterday's games. The D-backs unfortunately beat the Orioles 4-3. The O's lost in a tight one. Vargas had a home three-run shot, and that's pretty much how Trevor Rogers got his first loss, who fell to 2-1 with a 3.04 ERA. Merrill Kelly made his season debut, and he won with a 1-0 record and 3.38 ERA. Seawald got his sixth save. Mike Trout hit another home run, and the Angels 7-1 win over the Yankees. Twins shut out the Red Sox 6-0. Blue Jays won a crazy game against the Brewers 9-7 in the 10th inning. Padres won 4-1. Dodgers continued to make the Mets sixth straight loss. And finally today, happy Jackie Robinson Day, everyone. The D-backs beat the Orioles 8-5 in the 10th inning. This was a good game. The Orioles outfield misplayed a couple. Weston Wilson made an error, what was called an error, but it wasn't an error. It was two earned runs on Bradish. But Jeremiah Jackson had three RBIs, and he had a two-run home run. Three home runs in his last three games. Orioles fell to 9-9 as the D-backs improved to 11-8. Ryan Thompson got the win, 1-0 with 0 ERA. Tyler Wells got the loss, 0-1 with a 5.06 ERA, and Murillo got his first save of the season. There are currently some games in progress, but the Red Sox beat the Twins 9-5. Trevor Story had five RBIs. Cubs finally beat the Phillies with their 11-2 win. Yankees walked off the Angels on Jose Caballero's two-run double. The Rays beat the White Sox 8-3. The Brewers beat the Blue Jays with two runs in the eighth inning. They improved to 9-8, ending their five-game losing skid, and the Blue Jays fell to 7-10. And the Astros beat the Rockies 3-1. Mariners beat the Padres. And I forgot to mention that yesterday the Angels went back to back to back. They had three home runs in a row in that win, even though today they lost. Pirates beat the Nationals 2-0. Mariners are ahead 6-0, but Jackson Merrill gave J-Rod a taste of his own medicine with a home run robbery. The Rangers and A's are currently tied 2-2 in the bottom of the fifth. The Dodgers are looking like they're going to sweep the Mets in their 2-0 lead in the fourth inning. The Mets have lost seven in a row. And Shohei Ohtani's pitching, and he has a 0.00 ERA. Now we're going to go to the ABS Challenge System Tracker. Gotta give that a like. And Pete Alonso so far is 4 for 4 in the challenges. He's the only one that's perfect. But behind Ivan Herrera for the Cardinals and Jose Altuve for the Astros, Xander Bogaerts, Mike Trout, who are 75%. Freddie Peralta, Max Fried, Bassett Mize, Harris, Helsley, Cabrera, Zardo, Kirby, and Chandler all 1 for 1 for the pitchers. For the catchers, JT Realmuto, Mitch Garver, Del Castillo, who had 5 RBIs against the Orioles tonight, PJ Higgins, Jake Rogers, Adley Rutschman, and Jefferson Clara are all 100% catcher rating. And when you go to the team ABS Challenge rankings, the Reds are number 1 in batting. Athletics are number 1 in pitching. Catcher is the Phillies, and the Reds are total, like they're best in the challenge, 70.4% rate. And then we're gonna go to the standings, and we'll take a look at the standings. Tampa Bay has won 5 in a row, even though they have a -2 run differential. They're in first with a record of 10-7. Twins are surprisingly in first. The Rangers and A's are tied for first. The Mets being in last is a big surprise. That's 7 in a row, as I just mentioned. The Pirates and Reds are tied at 11-7. Dodgers are obviously the best team at 13-4. But watch out for the Padres. They're 11-6, winning 6 in a row. Look at the overall standings. Dodgers. It seems to be very National League top heavy. Dodgers, Padres, Braves, Pirates, and Reds. As Tampa Bay now currently holds the best record in the AL. It's been a crazy season so far, and every team has shown a lot of competitiveness. It's been a really fun start to the season. But that's going to be it for today. Thanks for watching Nico's Wide Worlds of Sports, and I hope to see you guys next time.